Everything seems normal. People are living their lives, spending freely, traveling, dining out, buying things they don't need. The stock market looks healthy. The news isn't panicking. Your friends aren't talking about anything serious. On the surface, it feels like things are stable. Cut 2. You walking calmly through a city street, observing your surroundings, people relaxed, kids playing, traffic flowing, as usual. Voiceover. But here's the uncomfortable truth. This is exactly what it looked like before every other financial disaster too. Comfortable, familiar. Cut 2. Flashback images. The housing boom before 2008, pre-COVID crowds in early 2020. Crypto hype in 2021 before the crash. Voiceover. Before the 2008 crash, people thought real estate would never fail. Before the 2020 lockdowns, no one believed the world could shut down overnight. Before the crypto collapse, people were convinced they'd get rich holding digital coins. That's the danger. It always feels fine until it's not. Visual. Close-up of small signs, rising gas prices, empty shelves in stores. Job listing boards shrinking. Subtle but real red flags. Voiceover. Most people aren't paying attention. They're too busy, too distracted, and by the time they realize what's happening, it's already too late. That's how financial disasters work. They hit hardest when you're unprepared and unaware. Cut 2. You standing still in the middle of a busy crowd, looking directly at the camera, serious tone. Voiceover. This video isn't here to scare you. It's here to wake you up, because if you wait until it's obvious to everyone, you've already lost time and money. Text on screen. Wake up before it's too late. Voiceover. The calm before the storm isn't peace, it's warning. And if you're smart, you'll use this time to prepare, not to pretend everything's fine. Scene ends. Tension builds. Slightly. Preparing the viewer for Scene 2. Voiceover. Final line of Scene 1. The signs are here. The question is, are you watching, or are you asleep like everyone else? If you think financial disasters are rare or distant, think again. Just over a decade ago, the 2008 financial crisis shook the world to its core. Housing markets crashed, banks failed, and millions lost their jobs and savings overnight. Cut 2. Images of people losing homes, foreclosure signs, news anchors, with urgent warnings. Voiceover. Back then, many believed the system was too big to fail, but it did, and the aftermath lasted 4 years. Widespread unemployment, stalled economies, and broken dreams. Visual. Switch to early 2020 news. Clips. Empty streets, shuttered businesses, people wearing masks. Voiceover. Fast forward to 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic blindsided the global economy. Lockdowns forced businesses to close, supply chains collapsed, and millions found themselves suddenly unemployed or underpaid. Cut 2. People struggling with bills, food banks, headlines about stimulus packages. Voiceover. Governments scrambled to respond, but many people faced harsh realities: loss of income, mounting debt, and financial insecurity. Visual footage of volatile cryptocurrency graphs, headlines about crashes and nervous investors. Voiceover. And more recently, the wild rise and crash of cryptocurrencies left countless investors devastated. What seemed like an easy path to wealth turned into a cautionary tale of hype and greed. Cut 2. You, standing with serious expression. Voiceover. Each of these events taught us a painful lesson. Financial stability is fragile. It can vanish quickly, leaving chaos in its wake. And yet, every time, millions were caught off guard. Text on screen. Don't be caught off guard again. Voiceover. That's why understanding the past is crucial, because history doesn't just repeat it, often rhymes. The next disaster is coming. What will you do when it hits? Third, layoffs are increasing, especially in big industries like technology and manufacturing. When companies start cutting jobs, it's often a sign they expect tougher times ahead. Fewer jobs mean less consumer spending, which slows down the entire economy. Visual. Global headlines about geopolitical tensions, conflicts, trade wars. Voiceover. Fourth, global political tensions are rising. Trade disputes, conflicts, and uncertainty create fear in markets. When businesses and investors feel unsafe, they pull back, which can trigger economic downturns. Cut 2. Central bank announcements, raising interest rates. Voiceover. Fifth, central banks are raising interest rates to try and control inflation. While this helps cool prices, it also makes borrowing more expensive. That impacts mortgages, loans, and business investments, slowing growth and increasing the risk of recession. Visual. You pointing to these key indicators on a whiteboard. Voiceover. All these signals together paint a worrying picture. Ignoring them won't make the risks disappear. In fact, they're warning lights flashing red, telling us a storm is coming. Text on screen. Are you prepared? Voiceover. Serious tone. The important question isn't if trouble will come, but when. And the difference between surviving or suffering is how prepared you are right now. Scene ends with a visual of you looking directly at the camera. Voiceover. Closing line of Scene 3. Don't wait for the crash to start acting. Recognize these warning signs today, because your financial future depends on it. Step 2. Pay off bad debt. High-interest debt, like credit cards or payday loans, can quickly spiral out of control during tough economic times. Prioritize paying these off to reduce your financial burden. Visual. You watching online tutorials or reading financial books. Voiceover. Step 3. Educate yourself on personal finance. The more you understand about budgeting, investing, and managing money, the better prepared you'll be to make smart decisions when uncertainty strikes. Cut 2. You checking multiple income sources on your phone or computer. Voiceover. Step 4. Diversify your income. Relying on just one paycheck can be risky. Explore side hustles, freelance work, or passive income opportunities to build multiple streams of revenue. Visual. You reviewing investment portfolios or financial apps. Voiceover. Step 5. Invest wisely. Avoid risky, get-rich-quick schemes. Instead, focus on stable, diversified investments that can weather market downturns. And remember, investing is a long-term game. Patience is key. Cut 2. You looking confidently at the camera. Voiceover. These 5 steps aren't just tips, they're your shield against the storm ahead. The sooner you start, the stronger your financial position will be when the next disaster arrives. Text on screen. Start protecting your future today. Voiceover. Closing line of scene 4. Don't wait for the crisis to hit. Take these steps ASAP and give yourself the best chance to come out on top, no matter what happens next. Now, let's be clear, this isn't about creating panic or fear. It's about being honest with ourselves and taking responsibility for our financial futures. The next financial disaster is not a distant possibility. It's on the horizon, and ignoring it won't make it disappear. Cut 2. Slow montage of real-life images. People checking bills with worried looks. Closed stores, empty shelves. Crowded unemployment lines. Voiceover. History shows us one thing. Those who prepare will survive and often thrive. Those who wait, hoping things will magically get better, often lose everything they worked so hard for. Visual. You in a calm, confident stance. Voiceover. So here's my final message to you. Don't wait for the warning sirens to blare. Don't wait for the market crashes or job losses to knock on your door. Take control today. Cut 2. You holding a notebook with a checklist titled My Financial Plan. The 5 steps from scene 4 are briefly visible. Voiceover. Build your emergency fund. Pay off your bad debt. Learn about money management. Diversify your income. Invest wisely. These aren't just good ideas, they're essential actions that can protect you and your family when the storm hits. Visual. You looking calmly out a window, then back to the camera. Voiceover. Remember, the calm you see now is the perfect time to act. Once the chaos starts, options will become limited. The difference between surviving and struggling lies in what you do right now. Text on screen. Act now. Protect your future. Cut 2. You speaking directly to the camera, with a warm but firm tone. Voiceover. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to empower you. Your financial future is in your hands. Take these steps seriously. Start today, and when the storm comes, you'll be ready.